What is up? What is up, man? We back in black. Shout out to everybody out there at the Court Plantation doing what they need to do to survive. Shout out to my brother Dave from No Compromise. George in the building. James Youngblood. The homegirl Shawnee, Philly in the building. The homegirl Erica, Florida, a.k.a. Florida in the building. Shout out to the homegirl Melina all the way in North Carolina, a.k.a. North Kakalaka. Shout out to Vegas. All my siblings and family members in Vegas. Man, shout out to the homegirl Jerica in Vegas as well. Shout out to her. Drinking this anise tea. But man, your girl, I gotta get on it today, man. Let's get it. Let's talk about it. Jasmine Crockett. Being used as a tool is what is going on. You say, why are you saying that, Warren? Court gesturing and doing the bullshit that she's doing. Y'all, didn't I tell y'all about Keisha LaMamie Bottoms? Y'all don't hear from her no more, huh? Out of here. Stacey Abrams, a.k.a. the Pine Saw lady, out of here. Gone. Eviscerated. All those black people. I forgot what was the dude that was running for governor in Florida? Out of here. They tried to prop him out there. Oh, say you were part of LGBTQ. Then when that kind of didn't get the traction the way they thought, okay, you're done. You're out of here. Go to rehab. This is what they do. They dispose of us. They're going to use you as a tool, and when they're done with you, you're out of here. I'm going to play something, man, because she done called this governor Hot Wheels or some shit because he's in a wheelchair. It's a wrap for her. I'm telling you right now, you guys are going to see. You're going to see. Damn, Warren was right about that court gesturing and that being used as a tool and jumping out there and doing the devil's work while everybody else is behind the scenes plotting on how they're going to get rid of you. All right, so let's get it. Here, let me turn this off because we need to hear this. So let's turn this off. Okay, good, because it's showing a commercial. We don't do commercials. We don't get paid for that. All right. Okay, hold on. We're going to start from the beginning.
Texas Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett appears to be desperately trying to capture her party spotlight, even if it means turning up the rhetoric against Republicans. It's a far cry from her comments before the election when she swore that Democrats would never, ever do this.
Democrats have never endorsed political violence, but he will go to a rally and he will endorse it. This is the equivalent of playing with a loaded gun.
Emotional, dumb, mentally not stable enough to understand what is going on and how the social game rules work and apply when you're dealing with the system of racism and white supremacy. She needs to read the United Independent Counter-Racist Code of Ethics. Again, she needs Neely Fuller Jr. and Dr. Frances Cress Welsing. She needs the United Independent Compensatory Counter-Racist Code of Ethics. She needs to read that book over and over and over again, because you are a victim and you are part of the victimhood that the system has bestowed upon us because they're in charge. It's their system. They dominate 9 areas of people activity, including politics. But she thinks being a court jester, clowning, acting a fool, thinking that's going to bring a little power back to the Democratic Party. The Democrats is in the back like, good. If it worked, good. We got action. If it don't work, oh well, that's on her.
Then it backfiring on you.
Just a few months later, here she is appearing to egg on some of the agitators against Elon Musk.
I am truly here for very selfish reasons. Starting with on March 29th, it's my birthday. And all I want to see happen on my birthday is for Elon to be taken down. Yes, we are fighting for our country. We're fighting for democracy. We're fighting for our freedom.
No, you're fighting to be seen, Jasmine Crockett. you're fighting to get attention, and you're using your docile, decadent political views to garner that attention and go viral and take all the attention off of the Republican Party and put it on the Democratic Party, and as if you guys are going to have a resurgence. You can forget it. I'm the first person y'all going to hear say this. This is the most dumbest thing I've ever seen. I thought Kamala was bad. This takes the cake. I feel like we don't get it. You don't get it, huh? You think that what you're doing is gaining traction? Watch what the dominant society does to the tools when they're done with them. As Erica so eloquently pointed out to me over and over again when she would tell me, send me emails, messages, and tell me, Warren G, the dominant society breaks their tools when they're done with them. I mean, shout out to the homegirl Erica, shout out to Shawnee, shout out to everybody, but watch what's going to happen. I'm just going to play a little bit more.
And when I say fighting, I'm saying that figuratively. Obviously, everything that I am promoting is nonviolent.
And now she claims Democrats need to punch their opponents.
How do you win elections in Texas as a Democrat? What do you do?
I think that you punch. I think you punch. I think you're okay with you okay with punching. You know, I think, and I love Colin, and I think towards the end he started to punch a little harder. But like, it's Ted Cruz. I mean, like, this dude has to be knocked over the head, like, hard, right?
I mean, Steve, like, just choose the verb punch, punch, and then knock over the head. It's interesting language choice.
Of course, and but you can see that this for her is working, right? This kind of.
So she thinks that it's working. I got another video, and I'm gonna try to play it, and it is her talking about the governor.
Because we in these hot ass Texas streets, honey. Y'all know we got Governor Hot Wheels down there. Come on now. And the only thing hot about him is that he is a hot ass mess, honey. So yes. Right. Okay. All right. I'm gonna move on because I got other people this also hot in these streets.
See, and this is why we are not taking seriously politically, because there's always that one. I'll go out there and do it for you, boss. I meant, man. Now is the time to focus on reparations. Black people are suffering. Interest rates are way too high. Groceries are way too high. Gas is way too high. Rent is way too high. And you want to have a verbal assault on the governor of Texas, not understanding the harm's way that you have put other foundational Black Americans in being in the state of Texas. You like, damn, man, what is Warren talking about? Remember when the most honorable Elijah Muhammad silenced Malcolm? There was a reason why he was silencing Malcolm. Hey, man, there's other Black people. You can't just jump up there and just say anything because you are emotionally upset. Choose your words wisely. Now, Brother Malcolm didn't like what the most honorable Elijah Muhammad told him, but there were rhymes and reasons to why he told him what he told him. When JFK got killed and he said chickens come home to roost, hey, man, you could potentially be starting a race riot. You have to understand that, and you have to think 10 steps ahead. That's why he was silenced. Because no matter how y'all feel about the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, that man was a genius and was thinking 10 steps ahead, because we're still talking about him to this day. Not only do we talk about Malcolm X and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and Brother Reza Islam and all the other righteous pillars of the community that's a part of the Nation of Islam and the FOI, shout out to the FOI, but he was such a genius. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad was such a genius. He was like, dog, you basically, in our terms, my nigga, you gotta be quiet. Right now, you can't say nothing. Just let this pass. Let them fight. Let them do what they do. We're gonna keep freeing foundational Black American minds and turning them onto a discipline that's going to carry on throughout the generations of their family, whether they like it or not. We can say the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, he was on the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's side. Well, what I liked about the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, he told Malcolm to his face, I'm going to tell the Honorable Elijah Muhammad that we had this conversation. I'm not going to keep it to myself. I'm not going to act like we don't have this conversation. That's the most boldest, righteous thing you could do. Hey, I'm going to talk to him about that. So I'm just letting you know. And the discernment of the most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, he's a genius. Like, no, dog, we don't get in there and get to talking like that. Let's sit back, observe, and rebuild us while we're studying them. I'm gonna say it again. A lot of people don't agree with the most Honorable Elijah Muhammad's teachings and his views and all the other stuff. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the wisdom of him being like, hey man, I get it. I know you want to say it out there, but you got a whole bunch of Black folk, Black Americans that could suffer by your words, because everybody doesn't have the protection of the FOI. Everybody doesn't have the protection of the NOI. You know what I mean? That's what that's what he was saying. Like, everybody ain't got this protection. So you can't be out there just running your mouth and saying whatever. Even though I know you're upset and I know you're not happy with, how they've treated us and stuff, but we have to have what's called composure. Now, Jasmine Crockett wants to take, steps in moving towards Comedy Hour and going on Comedy Central, but what she doesn't understand, like Keisha Lamami Bottoms, I'm gonna bring her up because she was the first one fired when the Trumpster got into office. Oh, you're fired. And if the president of the United States of America Incorporated wanted to turn up the heat on Jasmine Crockett and all her friends within the system that benefits him and not Jasmine Crockett, if I was her, I'd be quiet. And if you really want to help us out, why don't you help us with the reparations bill? Why don't you help us with getting a crime bill specifically for foundational Black Americans? Why don't you help with us being tax exempt Black Americans, where we're not paying all these taxes, and every time tax season come, if you don't have kids, and even if you got kids, it ain't even worth it to me. It's not worth it. Even if you got kids and you can claim kids, it's not even worth it in today's society because everything is so damn expensive. Why don't you work on that, Miss Crockett? Why are you working? That's what I'm saying. We have to worry about us and stop being the court gestures for the dominant society. And these demon rats, they think they're so slick. They like to push Black folk out there by the droves, don't they? They'll just push you out there, shove you out there. And then after they shove you out there, you feel like, I got to perform. And then once you perform and everything is good. But once you kind of lose steam, okay, they're done. Next. You didn't see what we did to Kamala Harris. We didn't take her serious, and I don't take Jasmine Crockett serious. See, she's speaking that sister girl bullshit, just like Kamala Harris. Foundational Black American women, y'all know what's going on. We know when people start talking that jive bullshit, they in them streets, honey, and all that. That is the housewives lingo for Black women. And I understand that, and I understand how it works and how y'all talk and all this other stuff. And that's not the problem. The problem is you're on a major political platform. Right now, we don't need you speaking like that. Right now, you're focused on the wrong thing. That's why I know you have not read Dr. Claude Anderson's Black Labor, White Wealth or Powernomics, because you are focused on something that has nothing to do with us. Making fun of the governor who could enact the death penalty, who could do all kinds of crazy things to foundational Black Americans in Texas, and you're not thinking about that. You're thinking about you, because the Democratic Party has enlightened you mentally by gaslighting you mentally to say, yeah, say those things. You don't see any dominant society people making fun of him being in a wheelchair. Now, do you? I don't care how mad these Democrats are. Y'all notice none of these Democrats are going for the jugular when it comes to these Republicans? Y'all notice that? Y'all don't see no Democrats coming out talking about, oh, look at this person oh, he a Hot Wheel, you know, and it's like, y'all notice that? That's what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was telling us about. He was just, hey, study them. Like, you got to study how they move, study how they keep their composure, study how they know how to be on code when it's time to be on code. First you had Al Green with his dumbass bullshit. Now you got her. You notice it's only black people doing this? Do you see any white people? When Dianne Feinstein was in office, she was too busy helping out her billionaire friends in California. That's why all the water is owned by a family in California. Shout out to Craig Fax, because I didn't know that until he spoke about it. And I was like, damn, that's crazy. So shout out to Craig Fax. Y'all notice that? Y'all don't notice that it's only black people jumping out, causing a stir, locking themselves against the political doors and protesting and doing all this asinine bullshit while the dominant society is practicing benign neglect as we speak. Let's just act like they don't exist. We'll still keep acting like they don't exist. And y'all think, oh, well, it's just the Republicans. It's both. Because they have what's called a code, and they stick to that code. And until you understand what racism and white supremacy is, everything else gonna confuse you, like Neely Fuller Jr. talks about. And I'm not confused. That's why I'm looking like, oh, you want to be the court jester? Okay. Well, you better be perfect from here and now on. Because the minute you slip, fall, stutter, the Democrats are going to distance you and act like they don't know who you are. And the Republicans are going to have a field day with you. Please, would someone send her Powernomics, Black Labor, White Wealth, the United Independent Compensatory Counter-Racist Code of Ethics by Neely Fuller Jr., and the ISIS Papers by Dr. Francis Cress Welsing. Send her that Sambo Mammy kit, because that's who it's for. It's for the people that just, when you start jumping out the window for the dominant society and you don't understand what's really going on, you need to reevaluate who you are. And a lot of us don't have what's called intrinsic value because we bestow it upon the dominant society to give us the intrinsic value. So when you stop doing that, and I understand it's very difficult and very hard depending on how you was raised, but again, she needs to do more reading. And I'm not talking about just being an attorney or any of that stuff. That means nothing to me. So the mammying that's going on, the Sanborn, and all the bullshit that y'all see, it's time to make that change, as Michael Jackson spoke about. I'm done. Guilty, nigga. Peace.